Every year, the Queen invites the public into her back garden here at Windsor Castle. During Windsor Week, Her Majesty's Armed Forces perform in the Royal Tattoo, a spectacular event attended each night by members of the royal family. But the most important night for the Army, the Royal Marines, the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force is the last night, when they're watched by their Commander-in-Chief, Her Majesty the Queen. By day, this arena is used for the Royal Windsor Horse Show, and horse lovers get a chance to see the Queen and her family up close and personal. It's the Queen's favourite week of the year, the perfect marriage of her passion for horses and her dedication to the men and women who serve Crown and country.
We did all the Queen's horses last year, yes. So this year we're doing all the Queen's men.
I was here at the Royal Windsor Horse Show and Tattoo last year. I learnt about Prince Philip's love of carriage driving and tried to decipher the intricacies of timekeeping.
They only have real genius people have to be silly. You just press the stopwatch. It's not rocket science.
I saw the Queen watching on the sidelines while her horses competed. There's nothing she doesn't know about horses.
If you don't know, say you don't know, because if you try to blackguard your way out of it, you'll get tripped up every time.
What struck me forcefully about Windsor Week was the close connection between the Queen and the armed forces. She's their Commander-in-Chief, but it goes deeper than that. 3 generations of her family have seen active service over the past 70 years.
Her grandson, Prince Harry, was recently in Afghanistan. Her son, Prince Andrew, fought in the Falklands conflict, and her husband, Prince Philip, has seen active service in the Navy. Each year, Prince Philip hosts a drinks party to get preparations for Windsor Week underway. Excitement is already building. While the organisers enjoy a drink, servicemen and women are preparing themselves for their Commander-in-Chief's close scrutiny.
She never misses anything on the way the horses are turned out, you know, the horse furniture, the soldiers and all the rest of it. She has a very sharp eye.
Being inside the castle is a keen reminder of its original purpose as a fortress.
Armour everywhere, behind glass cases.
That's why William the Conqueror decided to build it in the first place. 1,000 years later, it's the perfect setting for the annual tattoo.
You couldn't possibly get this site any closer to the castle, could you? I mean, you walk into this arena here, and there it sits right in front of you. It's astonishing.
It's quite imposing. It does make a huge backdrop. It's great. And the Queen very kindly gave us use of the 2 pieces of ground down here that belong to her, and allowed us to put this huge all-weather arena in.
Each year, the park is transformed by builders for the week ahead. A local fills me in on the demands of the tattoo.
It's one thing to go and join the services and to do your skills and trades, and then suddenly you end up, you know, in the middle of a showground and sort of demonstrating a little bit about, you know, what you do. But then that's very important. The quality of the young men and women we have in the services is quite extraordinary, and how you bottle that is very, very difficult.
The tattoo is the armed forces' opportunity to show the public what they're made of.
I need to take the tape up.
One way the Navy choose to demonstrate this is through the perilous field gun run. A team from Portsmouth are the hot favourites to beat their opponents from HMS Seahawk.
Lay on the wheel.
They've earned their place here because they've already beaten 23 other teams in the Navy's annual tournament.
incorporates all the naval ethos, you know, courage, discipline, teamwork, you know, the will to win.
Tattoo preparations for one of the Army's mounted regiments, the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery, mean taking up residence in the Royal Mews at Windsor Castle. The First World War gun carriages are central to their performance.
You see the guys doing the display in the King's Troop, hurtling around with those gun carriages. Okay, it's a throwback to previous decades when they used to do that. And you've got to remember these guys are now running a completely different way from what they're doing here. Is a very, very different job, all the sort of technology. But can you imagine sort of trying to trundle around here with sort of motorised, you know, howitzers, trying to do the same, or, you know, sort of missile launchers? It wouldn't really do the same, would it? You know, so you've got to have that balance, really. And I think that, you know, things like that does very, very well in terms of bringing it alive to people and being able to for people to be able to relate to it.
The King's Troop are heading to a training session at Wormwood Scrubs. 68 horses and 50 riders pulling their guns through central London are quite a sight. George VI gave the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery its name in 1947. He died just 5 years later, and they attended him at his funeral.
Through the Norfolk countryside he knew and loved went the solemn cortege, the gun carriage drawn by the King's Troop, the Royal Horse Artillery.
In honour of her father, the Queen asked them to retain their name when she came to the throne.
The King's Troop's role in the tattoo is the musical drive. This wonderfully spectacular display. Oh, it looks so good and so thrilling. And they've told me I can be a part of their rehearsal. The most important rider is the leader at the front, because the leader has to stop this particular gun carriage colliding with any other. And I'm looking for Bombardier Floyd. Bombardier Floyd? Bombardier Floyd.
Hiya.
Bombardier Floyd?
Nice.
You're a lady Bombardier
Yes,
Floyd.
I am.
Lovely to see you. You're going to let me sit on one?
Yes, you're going to go in centre on
Yeah.
Mango.
Mango, oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's just about to turn into chutney. Is it a she? or
Yes,
he?
she,
It is
yeah.
a she.
Bombardier Emma Floyd suggests that before I get on Mango, I watch the rehearsal. You can feel the earth moving underneath these gun carriages as they thunder along. This is real horsepower in action.
If I were an enemy, I want to keep out of their way. Instead of which I'm going to go and sit among them. I'm sort of half enormously excited and half absolutely terrified.
This crisscrossing action is known as the scissors. If the lead rider miscalculates, the teams would collide. Those gun carriages, gleaming and beautiful and jingling as they are, each weigh 1.5 tons. And there are no brakes. If Emma and her team make any mistakes, the gun carriage will crash forward into the horses and riders.
So how was it?
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, really
It
good.
was, it went
Yeah.
well. What made you want to do this?
When I was 15 years old, I literally just about to leave school and I went to the Windsor Horse Show. I saw the King's Troop there and decided that's what I wanted to do. And now here I am.
So does it live up to expectations?
Yes, my ambition when I first got to the troop was to get up into as a lead driver, and I've achieved that now. So look on to bigger and better things.
Everyone in the King's Troop is trained as a fighting soldier, and several of them are serving in Afghanistan at any one time. After I've put on a protective leg iron, Emma's boss does all he can to allay my fears.
I've had a number of accidents, one really bad one. I'd just come back from my instructor's course and we went round the big scissor early on in the drive, went round the corner and my horse's leg slipped. I went under the leaders, under the centres, under the wheelers, kicked in the face, spun round, gun went over my leg, limber went over my leg, then bottom Floyd's horse come along.
It managed to jump over, so I don't know, I think it might have kicked him in the face on the way past.
That's the last thing I remember. And then I woke up in Charing Cross Hospital with a broken tib and fib, cracked cheek, just 7 stitches in my lip, about 8 teeth missing.
And you want want me to get on one of these?
1, 2, 3. Sit. Nice and
It's the first time I've ridden while controlling a second horse next to me. It does little for my confidence to see someone take a tumble just as we set off.
When you're ready. Hey, so walk, march. So all together. Sit good. And just relax. Good. You see she's just coming out of her best collar a little bit. So niggle along with your legs and just get her pulling into there.
Ready for trotting then?
Okay. See you lot. Good. See, it's more enjoyable when you get a bit quicker. It's not nice bouncing around. Put that right hand across the neck, that's it. Don't worry about your hand horse too much. You can afford to, you probably just push her across with her.
Yeah, he's alright, not too bad. Seen worse. Oh, I've seen worse, yeah, I've seen a lot worse.
What we do when we open it up is we just put our whips over, yeah?
The gun team use their whips to signal to each other about speed and direction.
Go on then. Whip over her neck. Sit and lean forwards. Okay. Have a check. Okay, don't worry, just switch off to it, just relax. Nice and steady, Floydie, big flowing turn. Just bring them back nice.
Do you think we could get him up to do a scissor?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he could do it.
Yeah, I think he could do a scissor.
Not many people get a chance to do this.
I know, don't they? Lucky boy.
I love it. I love the job.
Can you feel whether I'm doing the job I should be doing on the
Yes,
middle
I can. It all comes through the traces.
Yeah.
When the traces go tight, you can feel it when they're dropping and when they slack.
Yeah.
And I can feel you pushing out when we go around corners as well.
So that was all right?
Yeah,
you did that, was it all right?
Yeah, it was good.
Would you like to do a scissor?
If I say no, I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
So, what do you reckon?
If you see an all, we'll make you do it anyway.
Well, you're on there now.
Yeah, you're on there, you're not getting off, so we're going to do a scissor.
Okay, on your horse be it. Okay, Mango.
They're going to come down.
He needs to come from this corner.
There, and we're going to come up there.
He's actually quite comfortable when it goes into canter.
That's what they think.
Go on!
Right, yeah, they come.
Go on then. Leave it like that.
All of a sudden, I lose my stirrup and start sliding.
Sit up. Well, he's still on.
Yeah, he's got hold of him. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Happy with that.
How did that feel for you, Alan?
I lost at least one iron and for a moment two. But I can't begin to tell you, such a thrill, but very, very, very scary. I'm glad I did it. Was it all right for you?
Well, it's fine for me. You're still here, so.
There was a moment when I wondered if I was going to be. That grass there seemed to be coming closer than the horse did. I've got to master the twiddle, though. I haven't got that yet.
Yeah, you got to. Bit of baton twirling, whip spinning.
Close.
I can't have been all that bad because the King's Troop allow me to ride through London with them as they return to their barracks. The sound of the hooves, the rattle of the harness, and my response to being even temporarily one of the Queen's men takes me by surprise.
Right down. That's incredibly emotional, it's ridiculous.
Really?
I felt quite overwhelmed by it, really. Do you know, I felt immensely proud, actually. But now I've got off, I feel ridiculously emotional. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Oh, gosh, what a foolish boy. I'll never forget that, ever.
Windsor Week gives the Queen a chance to mix informally with her men and her women, and gives the public a valuable insight into their armed forces.
It's not just about what goes on in the tattoo. That hopefully is the showpiece. That's what brings them in. But hopefully they get to actually visit some of the stands around as well. It's really trying to put them in touch with soldiers and sailors and airmen and services generally, and give them a chance to sort of touch, feel and see.
Work
Trent! Work on! Come on! Drive it out!
The Portsmouth Navy field gun team are doing some last-minute training in the arena.
It's an emotional roller coaster. You're only as good as the last run that I tell them. Well, there's always something you could improve on.
Got it moving, so it's good.
Yeah, well, we've got to keep it there, because I tell you what, that's what will take us away.
It's an absolute honour, isn't it, to perform in front of the Queen? I mean, it's something that, you know, I think every naval service person would like to do. It certainly helps with my recruiting anyway.
Can't feel it, fellas. Deep breath in. And blow out.
The Navy Field Gun Run is one of the most famous naval traditions. It's a tribute to an incident in the Boer War, where sailors dragged heavy guns from their ship to the local town to defend it from attack. How can the necessary levels of fitness be reached when many of the teams spend months at sea? There's only one way to find out.
We're just coming out of Portland Harbour in Dorset on the Portland pilot boat on our way to HMS Dauntless, Type 45, brand new naval destroyer. This, they tell me, is state of the art. The purpose of destroyers is to guard the rest of the fleet, and it does look as though you wouldn't want to tangle with it. I suppose rather like engine driving or flying an aeroplane, perhaps lots of schoolboys dream of commanding a naval destroyer. It's huge. It's about the side of a house. It's the side of a block of flats. Hello.
Welcome on board.
Thank you. Good to see you. Hi.
Welcome on board.
Look at this.
Yeah,
I know where I am now.
It's a rebel on the other side as well.
Yeah.
But let's go this way.
Green Starbucks. Hi.
The sun soon goes down on Dauntless. Time for me to inspect my quarters.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being sent on? They tell me I'm the first person to sleep in here. This is the accommodation next to the captain's cabin for any visiting admiral who will be commanding operations, as a result of which he has a nice soft-ish bunk and a little ensuite here. Through the door there's a shower and a wash basin, but I'm afraid this isn't Big Brother. Good night. You know, they say there's no such thing as a free lunch. There's clearly no such thing as a free berth on a ship either. Because this field gun display that they do, they're training on the afterdeck, and they said, oh, you better come up and join us because we need a PIN number. I thought that's what you sort of dialed in the bank to get your money out.
Represents a part of field gun.
I'm here, sir.
So what we're going to do, welcome Alan. Okay, well, what do you do, ladies and gents? Just start nice and light, battling on your toes. Good, we're going to bring in the arms. Good, that's it, well done. All we're going to do is just increase the...
A PIN number, as I discover, is the person who inserts the pin to keep the wheel on during the field gun run. Fingers have been lost.
They're training ready for the Windsor Tattoo. Unfortunately, we are at sea. Do not worry about it. I'm here to provide.
Is this the PIN number one?
Yeah, this is the PIN number stance. Stand by, off we go. Yellow!
Shouting out colours as the cue to run is meant to sharpen reactions for the race ahead.
Exercise for PIN numbers. The reason it's such a good exercise for PIN numbers is what they're having to do is listen out for the reaction. Green! And on that reaction, sprint as hard and as fast as they can to get out and get into position to put that pin in. Yellow! And relax there.
Blue! Jolly good. Hang on. He's 40 years younger than I am. 41! Now, there is obviously something behind all this. There's a reason for this. It's not just showing off. What do you think field gun display achieves for you as a sailor?
Teamwork, spirit, a bonding that brings people together. It's absolutely the epitome of what the Royal Navy stands for.
Well, in the interests of that team spirit remaining unsullied, I shall bow out of the team to resounding cheers.
I may not be up to hauling ancient cannon for the field gun run, but I can help shift shells for the Navy's modern guns.
The shells normally come up from the magazine down there automatically on a lift, but if it breaks, You've got to have something in position to use instead, hence the old block and tackle. So this is what we have to do if that were to break down.
Away.
And then carry him manually. Come in. Right. Oh, they're not light. Yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did make that look rather easy, didn't he?
Active, this is a warship Dauntless Channel 17. We are currently conducting live gunnery firings to the north, sir. We are monitoring your position and your safety.
Ready?
Ready, over.
1-3, engage.
Shoot!
Dauntless is so new, her weapons are still undergoing trials.
The ship moves. Not surprisingly, everything shakes. You see the trace, you can sort of see it as it's scooting through the sky. It's very impressive.
It's time to set off for Windsor Week. Dauntless is too big to dock at the Thames at Windsor, so the RAF come to my rescue. A bird's eye view reveals the scale of the castle and the grandeur of its grounds.
The Queen's in residence at the moment, so the RAF don't want to put down right next door and disturb her, being about a mile away.
After the excitement of the journey so far, jumping into a car is going to be a bit of an anticlimax.
Hello.
Alan.
Are you my escort?
Indeed. Pleased to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to see you. In the
I'm afraid not. You'll be needing this.
What for?
There's a chariot there.
A tank?
A scimitar. Like reconnaissance vehicle.
There's nothing light about this reconnaissance vehicle. It's extremely heavy. I've never ridden in a tank before in my life. First time for everything.
Driving through Windsor in a tank causes quite a stir. Windsor Castle has been impregnable for a millennium. But this is one invading vehicle that the castle allows to penetrate its walls. The armed forces have arrived. Let the show begin. The Royal Windsor Horse Show is in full swing. The Queen drives herself from the castle for one of her frequent impromptu visits.
So what's so special about the Royal Windsor Horse Show? Well, you've got this unique mix of country people, town dwellers, and the military, you know, men in uniform and shiny breastplates riding horses alongside some farmer who's put on his best tweed jacket. In a way, an everyday story of country riding folk. You're busy looking at horses here and you suddenly turn around and, you know, you could just speak to the person next door to you and discover quite suddenly that she's the Queen. Hello.
To my surprise, the Queen looks back as if she wants a word. Lord Vestey, Master of the Horse, invites me over.
Oh, right, sorry. Say hello properly. Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry, I thought we were being filmed, so I wasn't going to
No, we're looking at, we did all the Queen's horses last year.
Yes.
So this year we're doing all the Queen's men.
The Queen tells me she's going to see her horse Stardust compete in the side saddle event. The rider is Katie Jerram, who trains several other horses for the Queen. Last year was Stardust's debut and she came fourth. So this year, the stakes are high. Tension is mounting for both rider and owner. As ever, the Queen's groom, Terry Pendry, is by her side.
So we've now got the result for Class 97, the ladies' side stand, and in first place this goes to number 507, Stardust the Third, owned by Her Majesty the Queen, and ridden by Katie Jerome.
She's 100% better than last year, which is great. But last year was her first time, so you know, just that she found the judge quite different, and she was very used to me. Whereas this year she's gone out, and the judge said she gave the most amazing ride. She went as straight as a die, and she behaved absolutely impeccably, which ladies' horses must do. So that was so exciting.
So for you, a completely different feeling of day to the one last year.
Yeah, it was superb. She was a really clever girl. No, I'm really pleased with her. Yeah.
Queen happy?
She seems really happy. Yeah, that's good.
Several of the Queen's horses have won places in other events, but this is the first time this year that she's had the chance to hold the Winners' Cup.
Something happened to you after last year?
Yes, I broke my neck. Yeah.
As you do.
As you do. Silly thing falling on my head. Yeah.
But how long then before you could get back on?
I broke my neck at Suffolk County, which is in 2 weeks' time from now, and I got back on for Royal International, so I took 7 weeks to get back on board. Not supposed to, but I did. Yeah, I was operated. Nasty little scar in there. I did ask them to pull all the skin around and give me a facelift, but woke up seeing the same old wrinkly me, which is a bit of disappointing. But the pain had gone, and it's all fine now.
Everyone who knows the Queen is impressed by her expertise.
She's very knowledgeable about the breeding, and she knows exactly, and she enjoys putting certain stallions to certain mares and breeding them. Yesterday she had 4 horses, and 3 didn't win, but 1 did, and she was so excited.
It's nice to know that she still gets pleasure in winning something like that when she's got so many silver cups, presumably.
She's waiting like all of us. Are we going to win? You know, where are we going to come? She won a lovely silver cup, which was very proudly put on the table last night at dinner.
The spectacular evening show, put on by 600 soldiers, sailors and airmen, has a mix of weaponry, tanks and bands, making rehearsals a challenge even for veteran director Dougie Squires.
I'll just stamp my foot in a minute and say, stop firing him. I won't run into the field while they're firing. I should do it from here. Have you finished, sir?
We have, sir.
Are you happy?
No, not really.
All right, you will be there, won't you, by tomorrow night?
By tomorrow night.
How long have you been producing shows that the Queen's been watching?
Well, I hate to say it, but I did my first Royal Command performance about 40 years ago. That was as a choreographer with the young generation at the BBC. And I think it was Bernard Delfont came up and he said, Your Royal Highness, this is Philip something. And she said, no, it's not, it's Dougie Squires, which I was very flattered by. But then I realised it was on my badge.
That's for loyal Scots everywhere.
So I guess you, as much as anybody, knows what she likes.
Well, she likes everything I do. No, it is interesting because we know that she loves salad days, and we know she loves horses. So the ideal evening for her would be to play salad days and put the horse around.
They're coming on, they're coming.
They're not marching, they're rambling.
She really keeps her eye on everything. She's incredibly bright, and especially with military things, she knows it like the back of her hand, you know. She'd be doing this job much better than I would.
They call this the doggy buggy. It's not mine, I'm just hitching the lift.
It's not just the armed forces who'll be in front of the Queen. Lydia and her sister Millie will travel from Devon to Windsor for Lydia to present the Queen with a posy.
I'm going to be giving her a bunch of flowers and a card. And a hug. And a hug. And a check. I think she's going to be really pretty and kind to me. And I think she's very sensible and also just really royally dressed. Wait, like that, wait.
Curtsy?
Lydia has had her own battles and is lucky to be alive.
I went up to the hospital and I was purple, nearly everything on my body. And the doctor said I was fine, but it turns out I had really bad meningitis.
Lydia was on a life support machine with multi-organ failure. She was going to lose her arms, her cheeks, tip of her nose, her lips and her legs. Fortunately for us, it was just below knee amputations that she had.